Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome back to another live edition of the Highbury Squad. And guess who's back? Back again. Casey's back. Tell a friend. Good evening, Super Kevin Campbell. Welcome back to the show.
Good to be back.
Wow, I almost hit end broadcast by mistake. Lots of technical stuff going on today. I don't know, Kev. Is there something weird happening in the universe? Because this technical stuff is, it's eating us alive. It's going on.
It's going on. There is things going on all the time. I've got something that keeps whizzing around on my computer. Normally, I could just log in. It's just going round. I don't know what's going on.
It's good to see you. The squaddies have missed you. They've missed you big time, Super Kevin Campbell.
Yeah, well, you know what? The squaddies need to miss me. Because
No, they do.
I miss them, to be honest. But do you know what? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I've been in London. I've been doing a bit of work on the Euros, etc. So that's been good.
Very nice. Very nice. The Italians.
The Italians today were awesome, weren't they?
Yeah. You picked them as your dark horse on the show, and I said to you, Italy can't be a dark horse, and this is why.
Well, look, I'm just saying they haven't qualified for quite a few tournaments previously, and Mancini seems to have got them in a good place. Mm-hmm. But it's all good. When it goes to knockout, that's when it really takes off. So
yeah,
let's not put too much pressure on my dark horse.
They missed out on Russia, which was a massive miss for them, and they seem to be making up for lost time. There's no doubt about that, Super Kev. Well, look, it's good to have you back. We've got quite a bit to catch up on. We'll do a little bit of what you think of the Euros so far a little later on in the show. Oh gosh. There's all sorts of crap happening. Let's greet the squaddies. Good evening, squaddies. Good evening, everyone in chat. Thank you all for joining us. We hope you're having an epic evening.
Squaddies.
Do you think that? I think they actually all do that.
I hope so.
Yeah. This has to be the greeting. Got something on my eye there. Okay, here we go. Kev, I do want to put this post up because I think it's a really big deal. Williamson has signed a new deal for the Arsenal. And that's a big deal for Arsenal women. So just wanted to give Ask a shout out. Well done for bringing that up. Massive, Kev. Big time.
Good players signing new deals is important for Arsenal, whether it's the men or the women. So brilliant to hear that.
Absolutely. Right. Good evening, everyone. Do you want to talk about Locatelli right now, or should we save him to the end? Screw it. Let's talk about it now. Oliver Wilson, you remember Ollie on the show when we asked him, give us a couple players that you would sign. Locatelli was his number one. The rumor has always been that he's going to go to Juventus, but Juventus, even with the Agnelli money, are going to be struggling financially. They've had a terrible season. Didn't win the Scudetto, but still any top player that's Italian generally used to go to Milan, Kev, but now it's Juventus. There's no chance we're going to sign him, is there?
No. No, I don't see it. I just can't see it. Look, he's putting on zeros onto his transfer fee, whatever happening, he's done great tonight, hasn't he? So
wow.
I just can't see it. I just can't see it. Arsenal don't tend to buy Italian players like that. And if he was to come up, I'm sure there'd be a lot of clubs who would be interested in him in Champions League football. So maybe that might be a driver.
I mean, I think the beauty of watching Italy play is Mancini somehow has them playing with, we've got nothing to lose. We missed the World Cup in Russia. I'm not sure many people were expecting much from us in this tournament. They're playing in their own backyard, but they're playing with this freedom, Kevin.
Yeah, but that helps, doesn't it? Playing at home.
Well, it helps some teams, hasn't helped Russia really, playing in St. Petersburg. It hasn't, doesn't always help. But yes, it certainly helped them. But they're playing, I think, they would be playing like this whether they were playing in England or Spain or in Russia, wherever. They just seem to have a vibe about them. They believe in themselves, and that comes across in their football.
Well, listen, again, it's only the group stage, and you've got to do well in the group stage to get out. When it gets to knockout, that's when we're going to see.
All right. Well, look,
stop putting pressure on my team, my dark horses.
Stop putting pressure.
Keep putting pressure on them. Oh, jeez.
I mean, I tell you something. Are they not the most fun team to watch so far?
Listen, they've been good. They've been pretty good. I've been pretty impressed with them. But again, I'm not getting carried away because the opposition hasn't been top. But they're going to come against the top soon. So let's see. Yeah,
we'll see. We'll definitely see. Right, let's switch gears then. And by the way, is there anyone you've been impressed with so far in the tournament, or are you just sticking, with your Italians? And have you been impressed by anybody else?
Listen, England impressed me. I think the way they handled Croatia was excellent. In my team, Calvin Phillips wasn't in there, but I thought he was brilliant in there. There was a meltdown when Trippier was playing left back. He was fine. And,
and
there was all the hullabaloo about Raheem Sterling playing. The next minute he gets the winner. So do you know what, fans and all that? Shh, keep it quiet, because you can't pick anything at the moment. Let the manager do his job.
I loved your Instagram post yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? You posted a video of an England fan saying,
it was yesterday, yeah.
Sterling shouldn't even be in the team. Shouldn't even be in the team. What's he doing? He's been terrible. Bosh! Goal.
Then they celebrate the two-facedness of it all. Two-faced. 22 faces.
Oh, so good. So good. Oh, okay.
So we're all fans, and we all pick our team, and we all favour certain players, don't we? It's just, as you say, you love when the bake of the humble pie, you can smell it, and that was some humble pie.
I tell you what, I think Ty might be having a dig at me right here. Do you remember when I said on this show that Turkey are a dark horse?
Yeah. Listen, Sophie, going into the tournament, they were one of the form teams.
They really were.
It happens. Some teams don't perform, and Turkey have been awful.
What has happened to them?
They have been awful. Absolutely awful.
Oh my gosh. They've been so, but they made Wales look like Spain circa 2012. I mean, it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. But that's football for you. Right. Super Kev, big day today in the football universe. The fixture list came out. And as you can...
Wow.
There's no rest for the wicked when it comes to the Premier League at all, Kevin.
Why not just plunge in head first? Get dunked head first.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely. And the Arsenal, as you can imagine, everyone is, some people coming out saying, oh, poor Arteta, the start to the season. Oh, poor Arsenal start to the season. It is what it is. Everyone has tough games, whether it's at the beginning, middle, or end of the season. This is the Premier League. There are no excuses. But our opening game is the one I'm worried about the most.
Why?
Because promoted teams always seem to want to prove a point, do well when they come into the league. We've seen the likes of Wolves and Sheffield United and Leeds. Sheffield United are no longer, but when it comes to making that first impression, they're going to go, they're going to go for it and want to make a good step forward.
Is that like Fulham last season?
I mean, come on. Brentford are a bit more exciting than Fulham, aren't they? But yeah.
Well, Brentford have never been in the Premier League. Fulham have.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean,
but you're putting more on Brentford than a Fulham.
I'm putting more on them because they've never been there before, and the likelihood is they'll win their first game. And that's me as an Arsenal fan who just can see it happening already. Am I being negative, or am I just...
Of course you are. Wait, am I being negative? Of course you're being negative.
Wait, I thought I was being so Stradamus-esque, Super Kev.
Oh, right, okay. Well, look, let me just say this to you. Brentford are a decent team, but it's welcome to the big boys now. Look, if somebody had said to you, the first game of the season with Brentford, I'd be happy with that. I would have been happy with that. I'm happy with playing Brentford away, especially away from home. I'm happy.
You know what?
We need to hit the ground running.
You know what I find really interesting is people saying, come on, Soph, can't be scared of Brentford. Has anyone seen Arsenal play in the Premier League in the last 18 months?
Oh, jeez. Hey, listen, I want somebody to say to Sophie, the last 24 games we were second in the league.
The last 24 games we were second in the league. And look, Magic dropped the mic. He's coming out with some stats. In the last 25 seasons, newly promoted teams have won 18 out of 75 games, 19%. That's not good, Soph. Sorry, my love. Well, you know what?
That's a good stat.
Well done, Mike. Well done. I'm just saying, this is Arsenal. Thank you, Kevin.
No, I'm saying for you, but it's Arsenal, and you know what we're like. We could at times, we could claw defeat from the jaws of victory, can't we? Sometimes we're just like that, but we can't afford to start like we did last season.
I know, and this just really bugs me. I really adore you. Jade, but come on.
I love it, Jade.
The league starts in August, not January or February. But you know what? That's fine. I'm fine with that. You know what? We definitely ended better than we started. And if you look at the fact that we got rid of a bunch of players in the January transfer window, which I said was our best ever window to get rid of all those players, we've seen the difference. And I love that he now is saying that he was just taking the piss, which is epic. But we have to stop this form table since January. That doesn't win you anything, doesn't get you anywhere, Kev. And if we'd have played the same way in the early part of the season as we did in the latter part of the season, we'd be in the Champions League now.
But this is the problem, and this is what happens when you're developing and when you have to get rid of players, etc., etc. Sophie, there has to be a transition, and we're not saying that the transition has been incredible. Of course it hasn't, but there has been some signs of life. That's what we can say. It hasn't been, mind-blowing, but there has been some signs of life. Again, here we are. We're saying that this is the most important summer in a long, long time for Arsenal, and we're still waiting.
Yeah. I mean, look, we were TikTok, Kev. I've got the pen. I mean, I know you'd be signing left, right, and center right now.
Oh,
it's interesting because transfers drive some people crazy, but the truth is we're in a transfer window period, and these are things that we have to talk about when you have a podcast and you have a show. There are some shows that do it really brilliantly and talk about it every single day, and our content is a little bit more diverse, and we weave in the news and we talk about it from a point of view of whether we believe it or not, whether we think it's happening or not, Kev. And last night's show with Lucy was awesome. We talked about truths and facts and myths versus what's really happening, and as fans, what do we believe is gonna be based on the club we are, the funds we have. We're talking about all these players out there, Kevin. There's millions of dollars out there on the table, but yet we've not sold anyone officially, right? Mm-hmm. And also, there's this sense of today, one of the things that really bugged me and upset me a lot was that Stuttgart might be in for Mavropanos for 7 million. And I'm like, 7 million? That's cheap. Xhaka to Roma, 12.5 million. That's cheap. Guendouzi to Marseille potentially for 7 million. That's cheap. And I know that some players have been devalued in the marketplace.
Who's that? Is that Vinny?
Vinny, he's pissed off.
He's agreeing. He said, too cheap.
He's not happy, let's just say. And I guess that's the big thing for me. It's like, where are you finding 50 million for Ben White? Where are you finding 50 million for Maddison? Where are you finding 25 to 30 million for Basuma? Where's all this money coming from? What's happening with Willock? What's happening with Maitland-Niles? What's happening with Bellerin? It just...
Willock and Niles are under contract, so they don't need to do anything with them. They're under contract. So, you can wait until they come in to training sort of thing. But the key is more bodies, because bodies have gone out the club. Our midfield is looking really bare. Really bare.
It is, Kev.
You know, because you Ceballos and Odegaard have gone back to Real Madrid.
And Xhaka's gone.
Xhaka's virtually gone. So that's 3 of our midfield.
And Guendouzi's going to be gone. And even though he wasn't there, he's gone.
But he's gone. So he's a piece who we could get something for. But do you know what, Soph? People are saying 7 million. I don't know. I just don't know until it gets done. There might be some. I reckon it'll be more than 7 million. But I understand what you're saying. But the problem is, you see, with the way the market is, and the way Guendouzi is as a young man, you know, you might think these guys are good. You know, good, can bring in good money, but you're only as good as the marketplace. And if the marketplace don't want a problem, unless you know they can fix the price, then we're stuck a bit.
I've got to get some of your take on all of this stuff, Kev, because it's been a few days since we've talked and you've been on the show. Everyone kind of up in arms about Avon. Where are you, Avon? Ted, welcome to the show. People are livid that Aston Villa have made an offer for ESR. The situation should never have occurred. His contract was a priority. Incompetence reigns. The truth is, Avon, is we're trying to up ESR's contract. We're re-signing him. He is absolutely not for sale. And I say that with as much confidence as I can in modern day football. But Kev, he is not for sale. But Aston Villa, kudos to them. They're going for it. Why not?
Hey, listen, you just never know. If you don't ask, you don't get. Now, sometimes an opposition team like Villa putting in a bid will make Smith Rowe start to think, not that he's not going to sign, but now he knows a little bit more of his value. When teams like that are looking at him. And you know what? Rightly so, because he's made a difference to our team when he's been in it at time for most of the time. So this is a young player who we can't afford to lose, and we're not going to lose him. We're going to sign him. He will sign. He's a gooner. But if we keep messing around in transfer windows and we don't bring in the correct people, and we have another season like we did last year, you know, these guys are going to start looking at themselves. Saka's away with England and he's rubbing shoulders with the Grealishes and Fodens of this world. Of course, they're going to look around and think, these guys, and Mason Mount, these guys are going to look around and he's going to think, no, I fancy some of that. You know?
Kev, do you remember on your show on Kevin Says, it was a few months ago now, when the ESR and Saka train really kicked in, and we talked about the fact that we didn't build around certain talented players in this side in the past. And you asked the question and you said, how long are we going to be able to hold on to talent like this if we're not doing the business in the Premier League? This is such an important season for the Arsenal. And you are right. We've talked about it on the show. When you're hanging out with Foden and Mount, and you're hanging out with Grealish,
you know,
these hungry players who are playing for clubs that have ambition. And Grealish, clearly Villa know that he's going, because they've got Buendia, they're going after an ESR. The signs are there.
They're stocking the shelves.
Absolutely.
They're going to stock the shelves, yeah.
And you've been absolutely right, Kev, in that if we do not do the right thing and build around the ESRs and the Sakas of the world, and you could add maybe even a Martinelli to that right now, and, you know, Tierney, different kettle of fish, but at the same time, he's a very wanted man and he has his own injury issues. But if we do not build on this, the ESRs of the world will go in 2 years' time, or the Sakas in a couple seasons. This season's so important for us, Kev, to get back into Europe.
Yeah, it's the make or break season, really, isn't it? For us to miss out is painful, but it's something that probably, I don't like it, but it needed to be happening. I said there was going to be a lot of pain, and we suffered pain, and now we've got to come through the pain fighting. We've got to come through flying. as a football club and as a collective, we all have to come through it now, accept it, and push on. And if we don't, our talented youngsters ain't going to want to stay around.
No.
Why should they?
They're not. And I'm going to put a post up right now, and I hope you take this in the spirit of how I'm saying it, Priska, but love and adore you. But this is the type of snobbery that gets Arsenal in trouble. Villa are trying to build on their current Premier League legacy, right? They were almost relegated the season previous by 1 point. Could argue that VAR screwed Sheffield United in that game, and it benefited Villa with that point. But what they did was the season after was they actually challenged for Europe, and they went out and they invested heavily in their squad, and they got some great players. Okay, now third season in from that previous almost relegated season, Kev, they're doubling down. They're like, why
they're
can't
looking to
Villa?
get better. They're looking
Why
to
not?
get better. Do you know what, Sophie? A team who stands still moves backwards. Arsenal, we've stood still for years, and that's why a lot of the teams have moved past us. The key to all of this is you have to keep investing and getting better. Look at your weak points, improve your weak points, enhance your strong points. That's what you've got to do as a club. And that's what we used to do as a football club. And that's why we're going from strength to strength to strength.
Exactly.
Arsenal ain't there anymore. The Villas of this world are showing us how to do it.
Exactly, Kev. And I know, like Loki says here, I know it's not in recent times, but Villa have actually won the European Cup. We haven't. Okay. Villa were definitely one of those teams that were royalty in English football back in the day.
Big Six.
And now they've got an owner who's trying to get them back there. There's nothing wrong with that. So if they're going after one of our players, you know what? I like that bravado. I like a little bit shithousery like that. Why don't we go after someone like that? Why don't we do that?
Grealish.
Seriously, let's put in a bid for 50 million and get rejected. Screw it. Why not? Let's just put us. Go on, Kev.
So what happens if Villa say, I'll tell you what, Arsenal.
Oh,
you know what's coming, don't you? All right, you want Grealish? We want Smith Rowe and 50 mil. What do you do? And all you squaddies, what do you do? We want Smith Rowe and you guys 50 mil, we'll give you Grealish.
Tom's saying 50 million plus one.
Tom, no. That's got us in trouble before, Tom. No.
I agree with you. Blessings. And look what he does, Dominic, when he comes back. He throws one of these at us. You know what? I'm going to just put the responses up. Come on, squaddies. Come on, everyone in chat. You live folks have missed Super Kev so much. Tom, we saw Tom's response. Aaron says, no, Kev.
I like it, Aaron.
Andy says,
do it.
Darren says, no deal. Shate's back. No, Emile's our boy. Sentimental.
Is he joking or is he telling the truth?
No, this time
I'm just asking the question.
KG opposed to KC. Smith can go. LOL. I don't think there's anything funny about that though, KG, to be honest with you. Mrs. Thierry Henry, lovely. No way. Wow. Wayne says goodbye, Emile.
Wow. See?
Magic Mike is saying 50, but I don't understand what he means by that.
No, he's saying he'll chuck in
Kolasinac and Willian.
And Willian as well.
I was up on his comment a little bit previous to that. Richard, who I believe is in Turkey still. Good evening, Rich. Thanks for joining us again. As always, you're a top shelf geezer. No, keep ESR regardless. There are a few people that want ESR. Madrid want ESR. Priska says no chance. We want both Grealish and Smith Rowe. And people think that we got to keep faith because he'll be better than Grealish. Keith Saunders with a bit of a pun. No way, Jose. Yep, Diawa says no. Mr. PKA says they take it. Kev, what would you do?
I wouldn't take it. I'd just say, listen, we're the Arsenal. Name your price. Smith Rowe is going nowhere. We're trying to build something there, because the moment you start selling your prize assets, your youngsters, you're asking for trouble. Arsenal, you're asking for trouble. I wouldn't do it.
Trevor says 50 million, see you later. I don't know what facts I'm talking, Tony, but thank you. Virginia has now switched gears and changed her mind, and she's going for
nice one, Virginia.
ESR is priceless. I tell you what, Kev, I'd be tempted.
Really?
I would. You know why?
Why?
Because I feel like he might be like Jack Wilshere. I think there's something about him, not so much Tierney worries me injury-wise, but ESR is almost, he's not got the thighs of Wilshere. He's not built like Wilshere, but there's something about him that just reminds me of Wilshere. And it worries me that he has some of these injuries that could keep him out of the game too much in a season.
But he's only had half a season.
No, but even when he's played for like in the under 23s, and you know, we were waiting for him to kind of flourish and come into the first team. He was injured at the beginning of last season. I think it's worth a conversation. Like if someone came in with Saka, I'd be like, absolutely no way. Sophie, ESR, I'm listening.
Sophie, I'm going to ask you straight. Do you do the deal, yes or no?
I would do the deal.
Right.
I would do the deal because Grealish can be our guy for the next 10 years.
Yeah,
and he's proven already.
Yeah,
he's proven already.
He can, but we still need the others. I'm telling you.
No, but hold on one second. He missed 7 weeks. You know why? Like ESR, they need to pull their socks up. How many times have I told you guys? Get those shin pads higher. Pull those socks up. Can't have shin splints, Kev. Can't be having that with these with these players in the modern game. What is that about?
They're fine. They're all right. They're all right. Don't worry about it. They'll be all right. So you would do the deal. Oh, well, I disagree with you on that.
Am I going to get killed now?
No, I disagree with you on that. Because some agree with you, I'm sure, and some don't. But
no,
I wouldn't.
I'm in the Cronky out boat now. Sophie out, Cronky.
Oh, jeez. So fat. So fat. Jeez.
I wouldn't sell your son immediately, Mike. I would just, read the room.
Build him a little before you sell him.
Let me tell you something. Okay, you can't believe I think that, Gunner 007. Let me tell you, 007, you of all people should know that ruthlessness and being a total unforgiving assassin is the answer and the key to everything. Arsenal Football Club have been soft for so long. Sentiments come into this. Chambers, El Neni, Xhaka for so long, Bellerin. Come on, stop the madness. You want to win? Do you want to win now? Football is not so much about building a project. If we keep building this project, it's going to be 5 years down the line and where we will be. It won't even be Wolves and Aston Villa and Everton as our competitors. It will be Brighton and Newcastle and other teams. We've got to be in the moment now. There's an instant gratification about modern day sports. And unless Arsenal Football Club are willing to be ruthless and take some risks, you keep Saka, you sell ESR. What's the big deal? He's a Hayland boy. I get it. I love him. He's brilliant. But at the same time, if you can, and I'm not saying it's possible, you posed a hypothetical question, Kev, about would you do this deal? If you get Grealish and ESR is part of the package, I'm doing that deal all night long, as Lionel Richie once sang.
Tune as well, by the way.
Very, very tune.
Well, listen, I wouldn't want to do the deal. I want to keep ESR because I think he's got different traits to Grealish. But hey, that's right. That's
Vinny's
right,
not happy.
Vinny.
You know what? Because you know what Johnny Boy wrote.
I agree with you.
Look how much is your dog on eBay? Oh, come on, Johnny. That's cruel. I wouldn't do that. I mean, come on. It's a totally different conversation.
It's a good conversation because if they're coming for our player, then sometimes it's always nice to go back and say, oh, you're after our player. Well, what about yours?
Yeah. I'm not courting anything. I'm really serious. I would make that deal. Jack Grealish. who is, and this is a hypothetical guy. We're not saying we're going to get him, but if you can get him and you have to barter, I'm doing that deal. And,
So what about if they wanted Martinelli?
Ooh.
No ESR. They wanted Martinelli. You give us Martinelli, we'll give you Grealish, and you give us 50 mil.
Doing the deal. I'm doing the deal.
He's that special a player, isn't he? He's a special player.
I mean, it might be, you know what, Kev? It might be different if the conversation is like James Maddison. I'm not doing any of those deals. Zero. I'm not giving up Martinelli. I'm never going to give up Emile Smith Rowe. Even like if you look at the Buendias of the world and the Fakirs of the world and however that would marinate, no. Jack Grealish is a different kettle of football fish. And that's why I'm entertaining that. And it's a great question. Absolutely.
You're looking to get him in the building, aren't you, Sophie?
Yes.
That's what you want. You want him in the building.
Because you know why, Kev? He immediately has impact on the team. The way Fernandez, or if we take it, if you're supposed to, Fernandez, I don't know how you pronounce it, but Derek Grace
or something.
Fernandez schooled us all on the commentary yesterday on how to pronounce that. If it wasn't for him, Kev, where would Man United be? They wouldn't have been in the Europa League final and they wouldn't be second, would they, Kev?
No chance. No chance. He had such a huge impact on that football club in majority of the games he played. And he's big influence on that team. And he made other players better. You saw Pogba come back from injury and he started to play. You know, your McTominays and Freds of this world who sat in the midfield were performing as well. Why? Because he was pulling all the strings.
Right.
When you have a player like that, and that's why I know that's why you want him in the building, because he could be that type of player for us.
Exactly.
Which I get. But we need more. We need more than one.
We do.
You know what I mean? We need everybody performing, yeah.
Come on. Grealish is not half as good as Fabregas. Stop. Come on. Really? He's quality. If you're looking, Kev, who are the most exciting players in the Premier League right now? Foden, Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne still when he's on form and he's fit. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that.
Pulisic, you know.
You still look at, you know, the Manes and Salahs and all that. They're still exciting, aren't they? Grealish is one of them. He is one of the best players in the league. He is.
And as is when I say most exciting 007, this is why no. Saka, no. I would never put no. If someone asked for Saka, no. To me, he's the untouchable. He is the untouchable. Everybody else is up for grabs. Saka is the golden goose. Everybody else, I'm not, you know what? If there's other players to bring in Kev, and we can enhance the team and have immediate impact, because if we don't, here's my fear. The reason why I do the deal is Grealish is the type of player that could elevate us and get us into a European spot again. If we fail to qualify for Europe next season, we start losing players. We were always able to gain players because we still had Europa League football, Kev. Even though we didn't have Champions League football, we still had European football. And that's why I would make some of these deals. And again, this is a hypothetical conversation, you guys.
Question, yeah.
Calm down.
They've asked about our player, so we ask about theirs.
Exactly.
And it was we ask about Grealish, and then they turn around and say, "I'll tell you what we'll do. You know, give us Smith Rowe or give us Martinelli and 50 million, and we'll do the deal."
And Kevin, it's not like, good evening to all 200 of you in live chat joining us during this Euro 2020 tournament. We know it's off season and you guys are a little over Arsenal, but you continue to tune in and we're very, very grateful for that, squaddies, and everyone else. And if you're new joining the show, welcome aboard as well. Kev, ESR is going to be a quality player. But again, the caveat for me is he's a bit injury prone and, you know, I think he's going to be a star. There's no doubt about that. But as Arsenal Football Club, we got to Del Boy this. We got to nickel and dime it. Well, you know, Trotter style.
Is it putting on the old sheepskin, is it?
Put
sheepskin on. Get the old suitcase out the van.
Yeah. And yes, I'd swap Grealish for Arteta. That'd be great. I'd take Dean Smith and give them Arteta, and take Grealish and give them ESR.
Oh,
That'll piss everyone off.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Kev, let's get
you're going to start fires now.
Screw it. Why not? All right, Kev, the schedule. So we get Brentford, then we get Chelsea, then we get City, then we get Norwich, and then Burnley. And then September 25th, you know who might be in London for that one. It's the North London Derby. And then on October 2nd, it's Brighton. We'll just start with these ones and we'll go through them show by show as the weeks come in, where we don't have to talk about transfers and we could talk about fixture lists. But Kev, what do you think? What's your gut tell you? What, as a player, when these fixtures would come out, what would your sense be? Did you even look?
Yeah, of course. No, you always looked, because you always want to get your heads up. And what this tells you is you got to get the preseason right. Preseason has to be right, because you play Brentford, a team who's going to be hungry to do well. But if you're the Arsenal, you think to yourself, this should be 3 points. But you know you've got to be on your game against Chelsea and against Manchester City. That's for sure. When these games come up earlier in the season, Soph, you get an opportunity to beat them. You really do. Because everybody's not at the races. It's, there's been Euros and everybody's coming back in different times. So none of the squads are fully ready. So you get an opportunity to beat them. Now, when you look at those first 4 or 5 games, even 6 games, if you could take something from the second and third game, all of a sudden, you pick up a couple of wins and you should be right up there. Because that's what you're looking for. You're looking, where are we after 6 or 7 games? And if you're right up there, then the next games you're looking at, you'll say, right, let's start getting stuck into these teams.
Okay. Because here's what I wanted to get from you on this. So, for example, Brentford, you would assume. Now, remember when you did this towards the end of the season, Kev?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I know. But, listen, and I don't take any of it back, Soph, because I want to do well. So I look at the Brentford game. This has to be 3 points. This has to be 3 points. Welcome them to the Premier League, because they will give you chances, and you got to finish them off. I think we'll beat Brentford. Now, the Chelsea game is going to be a tougher ask, obviously. But I think we're at home, aren't we? We're at home in that one.
In which one?
It's the Chelsea game.
No, we're at home. We're away to Brentford, home
away
to
Brentford, home to Chelsea.
Yes,
and
correct.
we're away against City, aren't we? And
correct.
Then home
yes.
Against Norwich. So again, the Chelsea one, we've proven we could beat Chelsea. We've proven it. And we can beat them. And I'm not saying we are, but we can beat them. We've proven we can beat them. Champions League winners, good luck to them. New season. These are the next 2 games. The game 2 and game 3 are the games. We've got to take something.
Okay, so here's the scoop, Kev. And here's why I think we can definitely get something out of that Chelsea game. And also, it seems like City are going to be in another transition year. Not that hurt them last season, but at the beginning of last season, they weren't that great. They had a very, very slow start,
dodgy start, yes.
Very dodgy start. Now, the thing with Chelsea is how many of their players are going to be available when it comes to August 21st?
That's exactly it.
Right?
Because of the Euros. After the Euros, people are going on holiday.
Correct. And then you've got some, I don't know which Chelsea, but you're going to have some players in some squads that are going to be also part of the Olympics. You're going to have some squads. There's the Gold Cup going on here, which I don't think really affects it. But there's going to be teams that are going to have to rest players because of the short season, Kev, that there was no rest between last season and the season prior because of COVID. And so that's why I think for us in particular, the Chelsea game is one that we could take 3 points, especially seeing as we did the double over them last season.
Yeah, listen, again, I think Chelsea are beatable. I really do. I think Man City are beatable. But you have to go out there and you have to do things right. You have to do things properly against them. We've proven when we do things properly against Chelsea, we can beat them. Man City's been a lot more difficult away from home. But, when we played them last season up there, we had the chances to do them.
We did.
But our mindset wasn't right because we should have went for the jugular, and we didn't. It wouldn't surprise me if we beat them. So it wouldn't surprise me.
All right, so let's go through it, Kev. So we're saying, I think it's got to be 3 points, or if we're not getting 3 points off Brentford at the start of the season, dear God,
we have to. We have to. So we have to. There's no two ways about it. We have to beat Brentford on that first game of the season.
Agree. Now, I'm going to say we'll beat Chelsea at home. I'm going to go for a win against Chelsea. Vinny Vieira is all about that.
Love
what
that, Vinny. I'm saying we'll beat Chelsea, and I'm going to say we lose to Manchester City.
Me too.
Right?
I say we lose to City. So we've both got 3-3, 3-3, 0-0.
And then, we're going to do Norwich.
Yeah, Norwich, remember when they came up last time, Kev, and everyone went Pookie crazy? Oh, he was scoring goals left, right, and centre. They had this insane start, and then they ended up getting relegated. I don't think it's going to be that type of fast start for Norwich. They're going to have to invest. I'm not sure they're going to be able to kind of sustain themselves the way Leeds did. So, I'm going for 3 points against Norwich too, Kev.
So that's 9 out of 12. That means you're up there. Right?
Yep.
Then you're going into Burnley.
That's a draw. Listen, last season, Kev, they got 4 points off us, a win and a draw.
We've got to beat them, man. That Burnley, we've got to beat the brakes
away.
Off them.
It's away. I don't think we're going to win that.
And do you know what, Soph? Usually our away form at Burnley's good. Usually we beat them up there.
Yeah, but it's Arteta's Arsenal in the Premier League.
Oh, Sophie, remember last season we give them the goal, remember?
Oh, who gifted them the goal, Kev?
Well, we're getting rid of him, that's for sure. Who gifted them the goal? We're getting rid of him. Look, I'm going ultra positive. I don't care. Listen, I'm going ultra positive.
Okay.
So I want 12 points out of 15.
All right.
Going into the Spuds game.
Okay, I'm doing a draw against Burnley. You're going for a win. So you got 12 right now. I've got 10. All right. 10. Yeah. Then we go into the nemesis.
NLD. Yeah. North London Derby.
It's at home. It's at home.
We got to do them. We got to win at home. Our home form last season was our Achilles heel. We've got to do so much better at home.
Yeah, we do. We listen, it used to be our away form towards the tail end of Wenger's tenure, and during Unai Emery, our away form was absolute garbage. It was terrible. And then we reversed that under Arteta, but then lost our home form, which is unacceptable. Kev.
But you know what? That is football. That is our football goals. It's crazy, isn't it? People talk about the Emirates being, is this a library and all that? No, it actually was quite a bit of a fortress for us.
Mm-hmm.
When the fans ain't there, you see the difference.
Which is crazy because everyone keeps complaining about the atmosphere at the Emirates and how we're a little bit prawn sandwich as well. And we've got building a champagne bar and all this stuff. And it is a little bit quiet, Kev. It's not like Goodison Park. It's not like St. James's Park. It's just not one of those rocking stadiums. It's just not. Yeah, but when we play Tottenham, it is.
It is. And but again, you see, Sophie, having fans in the stadium, you saw it when it happened at the back end of last season. Having fans in the stadium made a difference. It makes a difference to players. Players go the extra yard. They do. It's just a fact. And against Spurs, Oh my God, definitely.
You know what, Kev? I've given, and rightly so, Aubameyang's deserved criticism this season, and I've been kind of upset with him from the fact that he's not really shown a lot of leadership skills, and he's not had a great time, and it's been difficult all the way around for a lot of people. But I actually believed Aubameyang when he said, "I thrive on the crowd, I thrive on the fans," and I think mentally that is a factor for a lot of players. Could you imagine playing even forget where Highbury or Goodison when you were at the top of your game, Kev, without any fans, how that would have affected your game?
Well, listen, you go out there, you play. I would play my game anyway, but there's certain things that the crowd influence. A roar of the crowd, or when you're pushing and you get a corner and then the crowd go, that lifts the home team or your team, and the opposition get a little bit smaller. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's little things like that. Somebody puts in a good tackle and a cheer. It does lift the players. That's what I mean. The players can go the extra mile at times. But without fans, you know what it's like at Goodison Park. Everton struggled this season. So poor at home. Why? Because there's no fan. The 12th man makes such a big difference as well.
Kev, do you think the 12th man also influences the referee? Because we've seen that at United and Liverpool, haven't we? Time and time again.
Big time. The 12th man, it does influence the referee, to make a decision, or the home team, you get the home advantage. That's what the fans are there for, to put pressure on the officials.
What do you think would have happened to Arteta if fans were in the stadium this season? This Arsenal team, not only Arteta, but what?
Yeah, do you know what? I don't think our home form would have been as bad if fans would have been in the stadium. I'll be honest with you. I don't. Because you know what? When the opposition fans and players would come to the Emirates, there's that shaky feeling of some of the opposition, because it's the Arsenal. Now they're coming and they're swanning around and they're feeling good about themselves because they haven't got to play the crowd as well. And that's what you always had to do against Arsenal. Not only do you play the team, you play the crowd as well. Knowledgeable crowd.
Don't you think we lost that intimidation factor, though, a long time ago?
But our home form has still been one of the best in the league. So you have to go on what you know. And what we do know is our form at home has been pretty good over the last few seasons. But last season, it was atrocious. Why? I'm not just going to say it's down to just the 12th man not being there, but the 12th man makes a big difference to players.
Yeah. I think if this was Highbury, I think our conversation would be a little bit different. Having been to the Emirates so many times, like all of us, the atmosphere there, I would say I give you 50-50 on that one. And I believe that with the results that 2-3 games, Arsenal fans wouldn't have accepted it. That I think the booing and, all of that would have kicked in.
If the fans were there and they would have performed like they did, there would have been murders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's be honest, there would have been murders.
Right. So I think in essence, it's actually helped Arteta a little bit. Right. Let's go to Tottenham. Tottenham at home.
Well, we're right at that one now, aren't we? I said we've got to win. We've got to beat them. We have to beat them. And if I continue like this, we'd have won the league by Christmas. If I continue like this, we'd have won the league by Christmas. Remember, this is 6 games in, right? I'm on 15 points already. I know it's not going to go that way. I know it's not going to continue that way. I'm being the forever optimist like I am, right? But I can't take us not beating Brentford, Norwich, Burnley and Spurs. So that's 12 points as is. Even if we didn't get the points against Chelsea and Man City, we're still on 12 points out of 6. Right,
but
I reckon we'll beat one of the Chelsea or Man City, and I think Chelsea's the one we need to beat.
Yeah, I think that Chelsea game's key. Here's what I think is going to happen, Kev. I think we'll get a point against Burnley. We will beat Tottenham at home. and we will lose the next game to Brighton away.
Okay.
What do you think?
So you reckon we'll beat Chelsea? We'll lose to City. Do you reckon we'll beat Norwich? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 13 points. Going into the Brighton game, we've got 13 points, and you think Brighton will beat us?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I mean,
that takes it up to 7. Yeah.
Graham Potter, I think he'll still be manager. I don't think he's in for the Everton job. The Tottenham rumours of that they've, that's gone. I think he'll still be there next season. I think, they're a decent team. They play well against us. It just seems, my gut tells me we'll beat Tottenham and we will lose against Brighton. And that's when the inconsistency conversation will kick in. But hopefully that's where the momentum will kick back in for consistency for us. It's going to be one of those wake up call games, right?
Okay.
That's my jam. And like Mark says, where is it? Is it coming up? Nope. Where is it? Right here, Kev.
You have 2 hopes. Depends who Basuma plays for.
There we go.
Yeah. Could be. Well, we know he wants to come to Arsenal. I think that deal will get done.
But we don't want him. We don't want him.
Whoa. Who says so? Who says so?
It's just
who says Arsenal don't want Basuma? Who says so?
Doesn't seem like it. That deal should have been done by now, Kev.
No, but it won't. It won't be done yet. It won't be done yet. I believe the deal will get done.
I do like this line though, Kev. You have 2 hopes and one is called Bob.
The other one's Morris. The old box of Morris hope. Hey, listen, Matty, I love it. One called Bob, but this is what it's about. So people think you're right or wrong, and listen, we're just saying what we feel.
Exactly,
we're saying what we feel,
and you guys let us know what you feel too. I'm going to take. We've got 8 minutes left here on the show tonight, and we're going to run through these because I wanted to go up to the end of October, because then the big question is, based on our points, where does Mikel Arteta sit? Okay. After Brighton, we're at home to Crystal Palace. That's a win for me, Kev.
Okay. Well, I've won the league already on my side.
You've got us. Not only do you have us back into Champions League football, but Super Kevin Campbell.
We're top of the league. We're top of the league at the moment. I'm telling you, we are. We're doing a Man City already running away with it, or Liverpool. But but again, home form. We've got to win our home games. We have to win our home games, and I think there'll be fans allowed back in anyway, and I think we'll do a lot better this season. So, yeah, I think we'll win
for
that
3?
one.
Okay.
I'm going for 3 points, yeah.
All right. Then comes the big game against Aston Villa. It's Jack Grealish versus ESR. Sorry. At home to Villa, bogey team, lost twice to them last season. I say that's a draw, Kev.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're going to be a nemesis to us. That's a draw.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. October 30th, the day before Halloween. This is it. Don't get scared now. As Kevin McAllister said from Home Alone, it's Leicester City at the King Power Stadium versus the Arsenal. I'm going to call a win there, Kevin. Call me crazy, but we love to play Leicester.
Well, if you're going for 3 points, I'm going for 3 points. And you know what? I'm gonna adjust one of my other ones because I've got to be a little bit more realistic. Just a tad. I'm gonna adjust the Chelsea game at home to a draw.
You are. Wow,
Yes.
You went all bravado on me with Chelsea, and we can beat them, and this.
No,
and
but
that.
we can. But we can beat them. But I want to beat all the others as well. That's the problem. And it's not going to happen. So I don't mind starting even a little bit slower. I'm picking up some momentum because you know what?
What have you got? I've got us. How many games have I called here? Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3,
games.
4, 5, 10 games. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
23 points.
I've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 11, What? No, 3, 6, 7, 10,
3,
11,
6, 9,
14,
12, 15,
17. I got 20
18.
points. How many points do you have?
Yeah, I got 23. So we're not that far off, babe.
We're not.
We're not far off.
I've been way
you've
too
got
positive for me.
You've got 2 defeats. I've got 1. I've got 2 draws. You've got 2 draws.
I've got us losing to Manchester City, and I've got us losing to Brighton.
Yeah. I've got us losing to Man City.
How many points do you have, squaddies? Let us know before we head out this evening. Let us know what you've put your points tally up. We've done the first. We've done August, September, October. We've got Brentford, Chelsea, Manchester City, Norwich, Burnley. We got Tottenham, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, and Leicester City. Whoa! The kid's gone crazy.
The kid? No, that's why you're a kid. You get me, kid? I love that. Hey, I tell you what, kid. If it's 30 points, we're doing a show with you.
I'm telling you right now. Bookmark this moment. If that happens, you're coming on the show, no doubt. 200 of you in live chat. Hit that like button.
13 points.
13 points. Hit that like button if you hate Tottenham and if you think we'll beat them on September 25th when we meet them at the Emirates. Stephen has 25 points so far. Demsek has 21 points. Eugene has Kev, what's going on here?
And listen, I love the optimism, guys. Keep it going. Matty K, I want to know, Eugene 27 fan, I want to know how much Matty K's got.
Let's see.
Matty K, put it on.
Let's see. The kid's gone crazy. Well, then tell us why. And then people are saying that it looks like from my tally that I'm looking for Arteta to stay. I'll tell you something. I would love it. If he gets off to a start like that.
He's getting these type of points, he could stay, can't he? I mean, let's be honest.
We go then to
not
Watford.
Like Raul. Raul, you are just you're terrible, Raul.
Yeah, 60. Well, there was someone worse. I think Loki said 13 points.
Yeah, Loki's 13 is just. Yeah.
Oh my God. This is relegation material here from Ask.
No, he's asking for a number 9. He's not asking for 9. He's got to be. Johnny Boy. 26,
Mr. PKA 18. I think Teddy Boy. Teddy says 25. Tony 9 to 10. Daniel 30 points. Kevin.
Tell you what.
And Che.
You know, I like their thinking because Chelsea and Man City. They're not going to be on all cylinders at the start. They're not.
I think it's going to be tricky. We saw that at the start of last season. Look, especially with a tournament sandwiched in between. And let's not forget, there are players who are at Copa America. There are players who are playing in Euros as well. It's been a long season. Some players have gone deep into the Europa League. Some have gone deep into the Champions League. There's been no break. There's going to be some exhaustion. I just don't think it's going to be as easy. But if he does get my 20 points or your 23 points, it gets to that November mark, his job is safe. Do you agree, Kevin?
Yeah, I think his job will be safe. I think the key is, nice one, Victor. I think the key is we need to see some progress. Mm-hmm. And we've seen a little bit at the end of the season, but we need more. We need more of it to get us going. We need to see at the start of the season. We need a good start, Soph. We need a good start. And if he could get a good start, that will put us feeling a lot more chipper about ourselves, for sure.
There's nothing I'd love more than a good start to the season, because we all know if it's a negative start and we do not play well, the sky will be falling and the shit's going to hit the fan. Everyone's going to go at each other's throat and the samurai sword will be out. Right now it's resting. It's resting. I have a sunglass case on it and it's resting, Kev, because that's not what we want. It's the last thing we need is to get off to a negative start this coming season for him, for the players, for the fans, for the togetherness, all of it. If we can hit the ground running, get to November, be in that top 7 and just be playing, like you said, though, not only get the points, but also show what our style is, the type of team we're going to be under Arteta, and hopefully that will be with
Showing
some new
aggression.
players as well.
Some
So
aggression,
yeah, definitely. What else do you want the crew to know tonight, Kev?
I want them to know I've missed them. I have missed them. I really have. And that's why I salute you, right? I've saluted all the squaddies, yeah? I have missed you, but I like the break. I like the break. I've obviously been working, but I do like the break and then coming and engaging with you. And I can't wait for Kev Says.
Yes.
Can't wait for that.
That's Friday. So we have you for tomorrow and Friday, Kev. Is that right?
Yep,
and
right.
and have you been enjoying all of our new signing announcements over the last couple of weeks? It's exciting. Got some,
very exciting. I love it. Giving the squaddies definitely more variety. I think that's the key. It's variety, because let's be honest, Soph, they're fed up of us after the lockdown. Let's be honest.
I don't think they're fed up of you, Kev. They could never, ever be fed up of you. That's for sure.
I love what you're doing with, the varieties, the spice of life, isn't it? Giving them different looks and different opinions. People with different opinions and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. So lots of fun new voices coming. And we're looking forward to that. So we took you right through to the end of October. We'll do November, December. We'll look at that a little bit tomorrow night, plus a couple of other bits. Kevin Says is on Friday. Make sure you come prepared for that. You will be. He's going to be brocking some necks, and I'm curious to know what you're going to be up to for Friday, to be honest.
Yeah. In the 11th game, I've got a win as well.
No. Have you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
The Watford.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So I just thought I'd feather that nest for tomorrow. But listen, it's I'm Arsenal. I just want Arsenal to do so well. It's been a horrendous season last season, but it's over. We got through it, and want to see some quality boys come in. Want to see some hungry players come in, and I want us to be aggressive. That's what I want.
Me too, Kev. And Johnny boy, you saved us as well. Never forget that either. Thank you so much for that. But Kev, you're right. I'm telling you, there's nothing more I'd love than for Arteta to have this team and be like, this is my squad, this is me, these are my boys, this is how I want to play, this is how we're going to play.
Come on, take us on.
Light the fire at the beginning of the season and say, now what? What are you saying now, Nicolau? Not much. That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I got the big cake ready. I got cooking, baking.
I'm telling you, it's going to go stale. It's not.
Don't you worry about that. Shirley will cook it. Shirley will cook it up for me.
Well, then I know for sure there'll be no poison in it.
There'll be no poison. No, Sophie, I'd never poisoned you, darling. Never poisoned you, babe.
I know.
Never
just
poisoned
joking.
you. No, don't worry.
Hilarious. Does Shirley bake a good cake?
Oh, she's unbelievable.
Yummy.
Cakes and pies and all that. She's incredible.
But you see, then I'm not going to want it shoved in my face because it's going to be too good to eat.
No, so but you're supposed to open your mouth when it gets shoved in your face.
Like the old school wedding picture.
Yeah, Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yes. Humble pie will eat it. Right. We'll be back tomorrow night. In the meantime, Kev, let the squad know. Thanks. So good to see you. Always great to see you coming back. It's a treat. And I kind of like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Listen, a bit of work's on. So, it's always nice to be back. Squaddies, we're going to see you all tomorrow. Thanks to Sophie for keeping everything nice and clicking and sweet. And you know what, Squaddies? Until tomorrow, up the Arsenal.
Get